Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of my Trove news series. Now, they didn't show anything like super spectacular off, well, I mean, that could be up to you, but they did say something extremely spectacular, which I'll be adding as my last bullet point near the end of the video, so that'll be for the end. But let's actually talk about what they really showed off today. The first thing was the llamas. So llamas I showed to you guys months and months ago, a very long time ago. That's when they were announced, and they're finally coming out. I don't know what took them so long, but they're finally coming out, and they're coming out as talismans. So they're gonna be kind of like the griffins, except they're going to be more like pen blocks. So they're going to be less rare than griffin talismans, and they're going to drop everywhere instead of the specific zone like the griffins. So they're basically nothing like the griffins, except for they're in a talisman form instead of an actual pen block. You know how you just get the flat out pen block? Well, you're not going to get a flat out llama. You're just going to get a talisman to craft a specific llama. So think of it that way. Think of them as pen blocks. Don't think of them as a griffin, because they're apparently not as rare as griffins, and they drop everywhere. So they're quite literally just like pen blocks, meowts, shmeeps, centaurs. Except for shmeeps, centaurs, and meowts don't drop everywhere because they are activated at specific level zones. They actually didn't say that. They didn't clarify if they dropped, starting in U9 or starting in U8. So I'm assuming that they're more like pen blocks and they just drop everywhere, because they didn't say anything specific. But obviously, they'll put that in the patch notes and we will know for sure when that happens. So just take what I said as an assumption, like always. Next up is the new minigame that they talked about last week. They showed it off this week, and it is a target destruction minigame. And, well, even on their live stream, sadly, like I've complained about before, it's extremely reliant on lag, and they couldn't even hit the targets because it would just lag out, and you would hit the target and be like, nope, you didn't hit me, I'm over there, sucker, you just can't see it because of desync. So yes, another very bad mini game. I really hate the mini games. Even coin collection is very laggy. You'll run over a coin and then 10 seconds later is like, nope, you didn't run over me, I'm back there. Which can get very annoying, but at least with the coin collection, there's so many of them that you can complete the 100 target and still go over a little bit, so it doesn't matter if some lag out because you'll still get way more than 100. With racing, you guys know how horrible that is. I heard there was an exploit with racing, but if you don't exploit, then it's extremely bad, and I don't even touch them, so this might be one that I don't even touch. But there is actually one cool and unique thing about this mini game, which can bring it some light, and that is that this is a start of a trend that they said they're going to be doing, and it is going to be a class-specific minigame. This one in particular will force you to be a Shadow Hunter, and if you don't own a Shadow Hunter, then it will still force you as a Shadow Hunter. You don't get any levels or anything from it, so if you don't own it, you're not going to unlock a Shadow Hunter all of a sudden, unless they bug it out and mess up the coding, which they probably won't, because I don't think they've ever done that before. So it's going to force you as a Shadow Hunter, and also if you do have a Shadow Hunter, and you also have its Clash Gem ability, it will actually disable its Clash Gem ability. You're just a plain Shadow Hunter, and you have to do this minigame when you do this minigame, you'll be just a straight up plain Shadow Hunter. So it's kind of cool. They said this is going to be how they're gonna do some minigames from now on. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna do every single minigame as a class specific minigame. There are some that they're just gonna want to do, like in general, like boat racing. That's probably a minigame that's going to come out. Anything that you really see in clubs is probably going to be a minigame that comes out. So maybe like a Mag Rider one. That's not really a minigame though, because you'd just be on a rail. I don't know. Maybe they'll just like do jumping rails or something. A lot of people make like roller coasters and stuff with like jumping blocks and stuff. Maybe they'll do something cool like that. I don't know. The players make them too, so they might take some inspirations. I don't know. I'm not too big into creating stuff. I'm good at telling you guys the stuff that's actually coming out. But that's the new mini game. Like I said, it's probably going to be super horrible because of lag, but you never know. They might make the target very small. Maybe like you only have to get like 50, 60 points for gold or platinum, whatever the last one is, diamond. I don't know what it is. So we'll have to see how they handle that, because it was pretty bad, just like all the other mini games. And then the final thing, they only showed off two things, so you guys got a you got a shorter video today. But the final thing that they discussed was gem stat rerolling, and I talked about this a very long time ago, like I said, except for it turns out that they meant second stat rerolling on gear, but it turns out they didn't mean second stat rerolling on gear. They just weren't announcing gem stat rerolling. Today, they actually like physically said gem stat rerolling, and they told us how they're going to do it, and they answered a question. That's why they didn't show it off today, because they weren't planning on showing this off today, but they did actually answer someone in chat. It was actually the same exact person that asked back in October when they did it in the first place, and they actually messed up and answered the person correctly, but they didn't mean to. So I thought that was kind of like cool, and also a little bit ironic on the devs part. But anyways, this is coming out in the next big update. So our next big power update is when gem stat rerolling is going to come out. However, they said it won't work the same as gear, and it does have some limitations. I mean, I knew that was going to happen. Like I said in the original video that I made, like I said, back in like October or September, I don't remember. But I said that they were going to do it in kind of like the Division. I thought that was the best way they could do it. And what that is, if you haven't played the Division, is that where you can where you have the choice of your 3 stats. So, you know, you have your physical damage, critical hit, critical damage on your gem, assuming maybe you have health regen or something, I don't know. Let's just say the triple DPS stats to make it consistent and easy to explain. So you have your physical, critical hit, and critical damage. When you go to reroll your gear, it'll pop up with your 3 stats, and you have to click one. Say you have physical damage and you don't want physical damage on your gem, you want it to be max health for some reason, or health regen. Let's just do that for the sake of being silly. So say you want your physical damage to be health regen. So you click your physical damage, you hit reroll. Then it will go either physical damage, health regen, percentage health, max health, or magic damage. Or you can even do it that way. If you have physical damage, critical hit, critical damage, and you want to be magic damage, same applies. So once you do that, you click your physical damage and you reroll it once. Once you do that, you are locked in it forever, and you can only reroll that one stat over and over again. You can roll it back to physical damage if you didn't want to take off physical damage and you wanted to maybe make it a little higher or something. I don't know. Like, they didn't say anything. This is just a huge assumption. This is just my idea. This is just something, you know, going on in my head that I'm thinking the devs could do, or maybe I'm even giving some inspiration or some insight for the devs to give them a little, you know, boost in the creative juice on how to do this. It goes both ways, you know. That's how communities work. So yeah, it can either be that, or something else that I thought up of today is that they could be meaning that you can only reroll the bonus stats. This is a little bit of the less likely one, because I would assume that most people, when they want a gem stat reroll, they want it so they can reroll their health regen off of their gems. So I'm not this is like the less likely situation that I'm coming up with, but it's still something that I thought of, which could be applied. So like I said, bonus roll rerolling. So what that means is the bonus rolls that you get 5, 10, and 15 on your gem, you can re-roll those. So if you got all 3 on critical hit, you can then re-roll critical hit into, maybe you get 2 bonus rolls onto critical damage. You know, it'll just re-roll all 3 of them randomly. They could all re-roll back into critical hit, and you just wasted, you know, whatever it takes to re-roll them, but it's random. You know, your 3 stats will be redistributed. That's what I'm trying to get at. They'll just be redistributed randomly between the 3 stats. All 3 can roll on the same stat, or all 3 can roll on different stats, so you get 1, 1, 1. If you started out, again, just making an assumption, if you started out with a 1 stat base gem, so maybe you found a 1 star and it just had health regen on it, that means that once you get up to your 3rd stat, you can only reroll 1 bonus roll because you only got 1 bonus roll. The first 2 had to roll into another stat. So that's my way of thinking about it. Those, again, just my ideas, something I came up with in my head, and versions they can do it. You guys can let me know your guys' like ideas and stuff in the description below, or not the description, the comments below. You guys can tell I'm a little out of breath, right? So I'm sorry about that. It's been a long day, but you guys can leave me your guys' ideas in the comments below, and then I'll look through them. Maybe you guys agree with me, maybe you guys have a new idea, a different idea. Again, this is just ideas. There's no opinions, this isn't fact or anything. We're just making up stuff. We're just making stuff up. So go about it that way. And yeah, that is going to be it for this video. I'm excited. Any type of gem stat rerolling, any type, is good enough for me. It doesn't matter what it is. They could come up with the stupidest idea ever, but it's still better than nothing. So like I said, leave it all in the comments below. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys next time.